The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo 64 is not only one of the first video games I ever played, but also one of my favorites. While I concede that it hasn't aged as well as the Super Nintendo games before it, or the GameCube games that followed, it's safe to say that most people still regard Ocarina of Time as a masterpiece. I've played every game in the series and consider myself to be a huge fan. It's probably my third favorite game series behind Resident Evil and Ace Attorney. However, growing up, I didn't have many acquaintances who loved Zelda as much as me. My friends were into Halo, Pokemon, Mario, and Call of Duty. Throw in the fact that my household didn't have a proper internet connection until around 2009, it's no wonder that I felt like the only Zelda fan in the world. Little did I know that YouTube was soon going to foster a huge gaming community. Suddenly, there were dozens of videos discussing Zelda. In-depth timeline speculation, listicles, speedrunning, and information regarding the games previously unknown or untranslated. It felt like I could finally share my enjoyment of Zelda with others. As the 2010s kicked off, Let's Play channels were in their prime. I watched Achievement Hunter, Markiplier, PewDiePie, but there was one Let's Play channel I watched more than all of them combined.
Hey, I'm Grump, I'm not so Grump, and we're the Game Grumps!
It's highly likely that Game Grumps doesn't need an introduction, but for the sake of historical preservation, and for the three of you watching this in 2050, Game Grumps is a Let's Play channel on YouTube founded in 2012 by YouTuber John Jafari, aka JonTron, and animator Egoraptor, aka Aaron Hansen. The two of them would play games and banter, having great chemistry. Chemistry which would only be topped by the connection between Aaron and Dan Avidan, a musician who took over as co-host in 2013, replacing JonTron. The story of why Dan took over as Not So Grump is irrelevant to our discussion today, but I'm sure there are plenty of videos covering the topic if you're interested. Regardless of the era, the appeal of Game Grumps was and still is feeling like you're sitting on the sofa alongside two friends and riffing on video games. This formula may be on the decline as of writing this video. However, the Grumps still pull in a big audience. So of course, when the Game Grumps decided to play through the Zelda series, I had to be there. Two of my favorite internet personalities, playing some of my favorite games of all time. Watching those playthroughs was immensely enjoyable. I'm particularly fond of their Wind Waker Let's Play. Despite being relatively new to hosting Game Grumps, Dan really opened up about his life experiences in that series. All the while, Aaron would fumble his way through the game.
OCD kind of like feeds on your imagination, so it's different for everybody. But for me, like, it was that everything in my mind would not stop connecting. Like I had too many associations constantly happening in my mind, and as a result, like I couldn't do anything.
Fumble might be an understatement, considering what the crux of this video is about, and what we must discuss next. I didn't tend to read the comments or visit places like the Game Grumps subreddit back when I would watch the videos daily. Because of this, I had no idea what other people thought of Aaron's skills when it came to the game. In fact, I had never considered Aaron being good at the games he plays to be the appeal of watching in the first place. On the contrary, some of the Grumps' best moments come from Aaron failing spectacularly.
Yes? Yes, just fall.
Just oh my god! Are you f***ing kidding me? What happened? What happened? No! I'm out! I'm out!
What happened?
I'm out!
Oh my god!
What the f*** was that sh**?
Last year, I was on a break from working full-time and found myself revisiting old Grumps videos. I hadn't really been watching any Let's Plays for a few years. Life got too busy, and when I was free, I'd rather play games myself. I discovered some rather long compilations of all the Zelda games the Grumps had played over the years. Great stuff to leave on in the background. As the hours went by, it started to dawn on me that said compilations weren't celebrations of the fun had while playing those Zelda games, but legitimate critiques and condemnations of Aaron as both a Zelda player, and sometimes just as a human being. I initially saw these as a way of laughing alongside Aaron at his own folly. However, it's clear that there's a real, palpable disdain for Aaron's gameplay behind these comments. Perhaps I didn't stress how long these compilations really are. Someone had to watch and edit through literal hours of gameplay to point out that the guy half-heartedly playing the game and chatting with his friend wasn't doing a very good job. And I did read the comments of these compilations, several of which add to the dogpile on Aaron's credibility as a gamer. Did I really just utter the sentence, credibility as a gamer? Ugh. Now hold it right there. There is a lot to unpack here, plus there's some crucial missing contextual evidence. Evidence to suggest that Aaron brought this on himself. Exhibit A, the Zelda sequelitis. In short, Sequelitis was an animated series created by Aaron, discussing game design. These videos are still excellent and inspired many future YouTubers. His points were clever and the presentation was entertaining. In July 2014, Aaron released his most controversial and final episode of Sequelitis, breaking down his perceived shortcomings in Zelda Ocarina of Time. I say his perceived shortcomings because unlike pointing out how the first level of a game teaches you to play, a great deal of Aaron's points came down to how he felt about Ocarina of Time, or demonstrated that he lacked knowledge on the mechanics of the items to bypass waiting for enemies in the game. After all,
There is so much goddamn waiting in Ocarina.
as an opinion piece, I still enjoy revisiting this video. I don't agree with a lot of Aaron's points. However, many Zelda fans have used what he said in the video as ammunition against him during his Let's Plays. It's hard to take a strong stance on something like Ocarina of Time, only to demonstrate that your ability to be good at the game is rather lacking.
Oh no! Oh,
Stupid
that's
clams.
scary. Don't ever say that to a woman.
God f***ing stupid clam.
Easy. Her name is Jennifer!
I hate clams.
You do not.
It's a fucking asshole! F off, you fucking clam! Why won't it fucking God? It's so bull.
I think.
Just fuck. Ah! I hate it! Oh my God! Now I'm dead because of this stupid fucking clam. I was shooting it the whole time.
Is that where this all stems from? Perceived hypocrisy? Well, it's a little deeper than that. To get to the bottom of why people have dedicated hours of their lives to dunking on a YouTuber, we must explore the reasons why people watch Let's Plays in the first place. It's intriguing how other people can see the world so differently. Earlier, I touched on why I personally watch Let's Plays. It's like I'm hanging out with friends, not taking the game too seriously and making some jokes. Just straight chillin'. Yet, when Aaron misses something obvious, doesn't pay attention to instructions, or attempts to brute force something that requires strategy, to be frank, it's hilarious.
Unavoidable.
No, you're in great shape. You're in
And then when I fly backwards, I'm gonna get hit. It's fucking stupid.
All right, chill.
It's ridiculous. And now I'm getting hit. And now I'm getting hit. And I gotta get the rings. Oh shit.
Please don't die.
I'm trying. And he hits me. Please! No! What the f even? What even with this? This is such garbage! And he's gonna do the chin move! Unavoidable chin move! Unavoidable chin move! What the?
It's funny because Aaron is self-aware that he's not incredibly skilled at some of the games he plays. On a meta level, it's part of the bit. If every episode was Aaron flawlessly beating everything he plays, that would be much less entertaining. Dan often acts as a surrogate for the audience, voicing our concerns and laughing at Aaron's expense. I sympathize with Aaron, given that he must simultaneously focus on the game as well as be an entertaining host. I truly believe that him and Dan are skilled improvisers. Otherwise, we'd see a million other similar channels take off. So why does a subsection of Grumps viewers become absolutely enraged at something, like Aaron never using his shield? It goes back to the parasocial relationship between viewer and YouTuber. I can imagine trying to tell your friend how to correctly play a game and them not listening to you at all. It must be frustrating. Am I implying that some people are watching YouTube videos incorrectly? I don't think so. The death of the author is no stranger to film and video. It's simply a fact that some folks watch Grumps for company, while others are invested in seeing a game played well. Some relish in Aaron's failure, while others get incredibly annoyed. Then, there's Aaron's own opinions on Zelda. Some take offense and see the points Aaron makes as an attack on something they hold dear. To them, it ceases to be just some guy playing Zelda unabashedly and becomes a prominent internet personality, damaging the reputation of Zelda games and therefore the fans. Like with everything on the internet, for our final stop on this ride, it all comes down to Similarly to Zelda, I've played almost all the mainline Sonic games, with the biggest difference being that I'm a surface level fan compared to those who truly adore them. Sonic Heroes is my favorite. It's more than a little janky, but I grew up with it. The music and levels are really fun. The Game Grumps playthrough of Sonic Heroes was equally as enjoyable. Aaron is not a patient person. Possessing the pressure of producing a show must make navigating Sonic Heroes' shortcomings a nightmare. But Sonic has a ride-or-die fan base. Considering everything we've discussed so far, it's no wonder that such vitriol was thrown Aaron's way, and these compilations were highly corrosive. Oh, and remember how Aaron spoke ill of Ocarina of Time? How that came back to bite him? It's not like Aaron has contributed to truckloads of ridicule Sonic has amassed over the years by showcasing how buggy and broken his games can be. Oh wait, Sega officially had Aaron involved in their promotions, by the way. A self-proclaimed Sonic hater. Or lover? So what gives? It all comes down to the version of reality you perceive. Let's dive into the nuance of Aaron's relationship with Sonic the Hedgehog. Surface level. Aaron hates Sonic. It's safe to say that someone unfamiliar with the Grumps would interpret Aaron's harsh comments while he plays as a sign that he's just not fond of Sonic games. And that would be a fair assessment. Yet, below the surface, Aaron loves Sonic. Watching the various playthroughs they've done over the years, something else that's rather apparent is how fond Aaron is of the characters, music, and very premise of Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's not forget that early in his online career, Aaron even based one of his animations on the series. There must have been some semblance of admiration. Unless, in the ocean, Aaron facetiously likes Sonic. It's all a front, of course it is. Who could genuinely like such a buggy mess of games for children? Sonic is pathetic. Attempting to be so cool when the 90s have come and gone. What a joke. Yeah, I love Sonic. He's so rad. As long as the dumbasses who enjoy these horrible games keep watching, I'll keep profiting. It's all part of the game, baby. Is another perspective one might perceive if they aren't privy to the bigger picture. The bottom line is this: no one wants to be miserable. And if those games truly made Aaron feel that way, they wouldn't play them. Grumps could play 1,000 other games and retain their fanbase. And there's a precedent for them dropping games simply because they're just not that into them.
I don't know what episode this is of Majora's Mask.
I think it's like 25.
I can't keep going. I can't keep going. I feel like me getting frustrated about this is not fun to watch. I feel like it's putting me in a shitty mood. And I just want to make a good show for it. Why are you looking at my...
Sorry, no, go on.
More likely, deep down, Aaron wants to love Sonic. Some might call it an abusive relationship. Clearly, Aaron holds an appreciation for the aesthetic, sound, and atmosphere of the Sonic games. After all, Aaron played these as a kid himself. However, he can't turn a blind eye to how broken these games are. The best he can do is tease them in a similar fashion that one teases their crush. What the hell am I even talking about anymore? I failed you. What the hell am I talking about? I just spouted far too many contradictions. Am I implying that two things can be true at the same time? Oh, uncharted depths. The gray, murky reality. Some of the Grumps' earliest viral moments came from exploiting Sonic 06, forever entangling their fates. But I truly believe that Aaron enjoyed Sonic as a child, and shares disappointment regarding how much squandered potential there is in the series. On a slightly related note, I completed Shadow Generations recently, and it was phenomenally good, so perhaps those games are heading in the right direction. Aaron likes the Sonic series, but recognizes and makes fun of its shortcomings. The Grumps profit from this for sure, however it's quite entertaining when they do. Otherwise, I'm not sure so many people would be watching, even as I currently write this. You could also make the argument that Sonic gets to stay relevant. Remember when this was a video about Zelda? Take everything I just said about Aaron's relationship with Sonic and apply it to Zelda. He grew up playing A Link to the Past and didn't jive with the direction of OOT. However, he liked the series enough to produce an original animation and write a video essay. People do not spend that much time and invest that much emotional energy into something they don't care about. Mother f***.